Alright, this is a big space to search. Hey look, Sarah's photo's over here.
While I can't remember her clearly, looking at this photograph gives me a pleasant sense of tranquility. I'm sure Sarah and I were very good friends before the world collapsed.
That's some sense of what we can use, at least. Okay. Anything else around?
Covered with scrawled notes, open books, and dirty coffee mugs. I get the impression that Chris lives, works, eats, and sleeps at this enormous desk.
Okay, so the photo of Sarah at least gives us some idea of who we're looking for and everything, because I don't know if he would recognize her or not. I thought there was a dog bowl, but that's probably yeah, that's just catching a leak in the ceiling.
A huge old trunk. Looks like it weighs a ton. The layer of dust on top suggests that it hasn't been opened in a long time. Locked with a key. I'm afraid that Chris doesn't trust anyone, and the way things turned out after the Great Wave, he's doing the right thing.
Can't we just talk about it, though? Is there anything up here?
The entire basement is filled with books, albums, file cabinets, and photos. You can even find the odd exotic object in all this. Sarah and Chris accumulated enough material to fill a museum of curiosities. Dozens of documents and newspaper clippings about conspiracies, attacks, inexplicable occurrences. Looking at the topics of all this material, I can imagine what the editorial line of The New Truth is. A beat-up armchair covered with patches. It's funny. It's pretty tatty, but it looks extremely comfortable. Oh, Lord. I'm completely exhausted. I feel like I've been wandering around this new world for centuries, but I can't stop to rest now. Not until Chris and I have uncovered the secrets in that army report.
He's probably afraid he'd pass out around the spot, huh? Alright, well this is a complicated backdrop, so I should probably just go ahead and do this, just to make sure that I'm not leaving any details behind. Oh, that's probably just the exit over here.
The walls and arches in this basement look as thick as in a cathedral crypt. I suppose that this, plus the fact that we're underground, explains how the New Truth office is still in such good condition after the Great Wave.
Okay, that's about everything I can inspect here. I think that's all I'm going to get out of here.
It's Chris. Nowadays, the only person I think I can trust. He's waiting for me to find and bring him back that report that promises to reveal a lot of secrets about this new world. And to do that, I first have to find Sarah and her source.
I think it's time to go then. So we don't... Oh, he was right around the corner over here, huh? Okay. So we don't necessarily know what's going to happen when I go visit Sarah. And, I'm concerned that we might encounter a puzzle down there where I might need whatever I can find. So before I do that, let's go ahead and skip over here and get our photo taken and do everything we can with Hunter and Colin first. That seems like... Because it seems like we have everything we need for that stuff, I feel like we might as well get that stuff done first. The lights are back off. So I need to turn the lights back on. Okay, I can still do that. Oh, right. I transitioned between acts. That probably led to the change. Let's do... flashlight. Gotcha.
Great. The circuit breaker
There we go. Feel like we can just skip some of that dialogue because it's going to go on for a while. Here we go. And good. Alright, so I should be able to take a photo of that, right?
I have an excellent view of the hospital compound and the fuel depot from here. Shame the camera doesn't have any film in it.
We don't have film! Add that to the pile, why don't we? Well, crap. Alright then, without other ideas, it's going to have to be sewer time.
Here goes. I'll use the map Chris gave me as a guide. These tunnels are a real labyrinth.
Seems like they might be saving Colin's revelations for last.
This is the place marked on the map. The place where Sarah and her confidential source were found.
Alright, we found our way down. It's nasty down here. What? Is that a subway? Are there functioning subways down here? I wouldn't expect anything to work. Anywhere, basically.
This is where that river of filthy water ends. It's funny. Despite the nauseating stench it gives off, there's something hypnotic about that viscous green waterfall. The underground rivers that carried the sewage and garbage from Doomsday City lead here. If I ever thought I couldn't fall any lower, this place helps me remember how mistaken I was. Dozens of dark tunnels converge in this area. most of them closed or inaccessible from here. This place must be the true subterranean heart of the city. There's a very familiar sound coming from the depths of the tunnel behind this grate. It's a subway train. I don't get it. If they boarded up the subway stops and shut down the subway service, what the devil are those trains carrying? And where are they going?
It's the Illuminati! What are we gonna do? Can I get through here? We still have a crowbar after all this time, so one thing they didn't take from me.
I bet it would be easier to try to slim down enough to fit through these bars than to use the crowbar here. The bars are incredibly thick. I'm not going to be able to budge them.
So if we're gonna get through there, it's gonna have to probably be a blowtorch or something. Or we just won't ever get through there.
It's a map with handwritten notes, describing how to get to Sarah's meeting place with her source. Without this, walking through those tunnels would be a rather dangerous waste of time.
Let's go where we can, then. Hopefully we can find Sarah in here. Whoa, we're back here now. We've been here before, it's the waste heap.
I've been able to remove some of the waste, but I won't be able to remove the rest of it with my hands. This stuff is too snarled up. There's something else in there in that heap of trash. Oh, Jesus! The stench is nauseating.
So... I need something to undo the waste, I guess? A crowbar. We could pry it open, maybe? I don't know.
Alright. Let's see what the devil is so tangled up in here. My God! Sarah! A bullet's torn off her jaw, but her face is still recognizable. Poor Chris. How am I going to break this to him?
Well, we're fucked. So she's dead. And that doesn't bode well at all. She's been here for a while. Right after she left the note, something happened to her. So she was going down here, and one of those squads that takes out the dissolved must have shot her, even though she probably wasn't even sick.
One bullet hit her in the jaw, and another went through part of her neck. There's no doubt that Sarah bled to death, while using the last of her strength, trying to drag herself out of here. A flash drive. It's sticking out of the corpse's clenched fist. Sarah is holding on to it for dear life, even in death. A flash drive. It's I'll take good care of it. This piece of plastic was the motive for Sarah's murder. That's how little human life is worth in this hellhole.
That's pretty brutal. Oops. Shouldn't have left probably yet. So at that point, we're pretty much closing the loops on most of the locations in this game, honestly. Yeah, that's it. That's most of the places we've been to so far. So what else am I going to do then?
The physical evidence of a murder. Those bastards in uniform ended Sarah's life in the sewers. And they did it in cold blood.
So she died here, she died right by the, right by the entrance to the sewers, basically.
This stain marks a spot where Sarah was hit by the shots. I imagine the poor woman, mortally wounded, dragging herself as best she could through the tunnel, desperately trying to find a way out.
We suddenly have so much more context for everything we're seeing here.
That skylight leading to the outside is the only lighting in this place. The combination of the architecture, light and water, give this place an unearthly appearance. It looks like a cathedral built inside the sewers.
No kidding. Aside from maybe this grate right here and the pipes and stuff, it honestly almost looks like a Dark Souls level. What's down here? There's a lagoon and... oh, there's an object in the water.
It's chilling to see it barely able to keep afloat in the raw sewage. Especially when I can guess who the owner of that shoe was.
Oh, it was Sarah's shoe. That's about it then, huh? Well, time for some bad news. Because I still don't have film. That's all I can really work with. Yeah. We're gonna have to head on back. This is not good for anybody. Oh, no, don't click there. Over here. So much of this room is now passages to other rooms. So you have to be careful where you click. Alright.
Hello, Chris.
Michael, you're back already? Tell me, did you find Sarah? Did you bring the report she went out to get?
I brought the report. Here it is.
Oh, that's great news. I knew you could do it. Ah, damn it. I should have guessed. I was expecting a paper dossier, not an electronic document. We have a serious problem, Michael.
Problem? What's wrong?
We're not in the old world anymore, and access to electricity is a privilege very few people have nowadays. The good news is that I was able to save my old laptop from the Great Wave. The bad news is that we don't have anywhere to plug it in.
What can we do?
If we want to find out the secrets in this report, we need electricity. Bring me a generator with enough fuel, and we'll find all the answers we need, Michael. But tell me, please, did you find Sarah? Why didn't she come back with you? What happened?
I'm sorry, Chris. Sarah's dead.
God. But what?
It looks like she and your confidential source were ambushed and shot by soldiers in the sewers. I found Sarah's body in one of the graded tunnels, near the refugee camp. I took the report out of her hands, but I had to leave her there.
Oh, my poor Sarah. She didn't deserve that. Please, Michael, don't leave her body to rot in the sewers. I beg of you. Do it for me. For Sarah. For Emily.
I'll do what I can, Chris. I promise you.
Now, get me that electric generator. Time is running out.
We go back for that body, and it might be the first body in the game that gets a proper burial.
What do we have here? As one would expect, there are only old magazines, stacks of paper, and outdated printing supplies here. No, wait a minute. It looks like there's also film for instant cameras here.
Well, there we go. That's pretty much exactly what we needed. So let's just jam it in there.
Perfect. Now I can load the camera. The tab that closes the film compartment is broken. I can't use it like this. I need something to hold it in place, or else the film will keep falling out.
You need a tab? What would serve as a tab? Oh no. Is this roughly tab shaped? This piece of your face?
I can't believe it. The tooth fragment fits perfectly into the slot for the broken tab. Now I can close the film compartment.
That's horrifying. That's legitimately horrifying. We jammed our own... So,
Before leaving his house, I shoot a furtive glance at Chris. He's gazing at Sarah's photo in silence, completely lost in thought. Maybe I should have lied about what happened to her. Told him that she got away, leaving the report behind. That she's safe and sound, and just waiting for the right moment to come back. But the truth is a poisonous inheritance from the old world. What good does it do to know it, if it snatches away your last hope?
it's hard to say. Should I check back? Did he kill himself? Not yet, at least. That's a genuine concern. Is he might kill himself. It depends a lot on what kind of person they are or something. I don't know much about suicide. I'm not going to talk about that too much. But it's a little concerning that it might have been the wrong call to tell him anything. But at the same time, how long do you want to keep maintaining that lie? How long are you going to try to keep pretending that Sarah's coming back? Like, does that stay believable after a few weeks or a few months? At some point, you're literally just lying to him so that he can help you do what you're trying to get him to do, but not for the sake of actually, like, keeping him happy, because ultimately, he's going to find out sooner or later. He can't keep the secret alive forever. I'm a little tired of redoing this flashlight thing for this damn breaker over and over again, because it keeps turning off.
I've switched off the circuit breaker.
I accidentally turned it off. Whoops. There we go. Alright. This time we have a camera that works. At long last.
Let's take a look.
that stock sound. That is the obligatory I took a photo with the camera stock sound with like the full shutter and lens and everything. Oh, video games. You are inseparable from the concept of stock sounds. They always find their way in somewhere. I'm not even slightly going to think that that's the first one I've heard or anything. It's just that was a very well-known one. I'm sure a lot of the screams that I heard in that basement were also all stock sounds. That happens a lot. A lot of screams in video games are not recorded for the game. Not the camera, the photo.
A shot of the medical center and the secret fuel depot. My first photography job in this new world. And in fact, I know someone who's eagerly awaiting for this.
This guy pronounces things with R's a little bit more than you'd expect. He says familiar and photography instead of photography and familiar.
I've brought what we agreed. Here's the photograph of the fuel depot.
Fantastic, Mike. Let's see what you've got there. This is incredible. Those pigs have been storing thousands of gallons of fuel, and all within our reach. With your ID, all we have to do is go into the compound, say, "Hello, boys," and bring it all back here. You've just made me very, very happy, dude. I knew I wasn't wrong about you.
Now you have to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yes, of course I will, Mike. You know I'm a man of my word. Besides, these are hard times, and we have to help one another, dude. I'll get Rod and his wife out of their trailer, so you can have a little time alone with the boy. You have my word, and my complete discretion.
But remember that you promised that we'd do it my way, quietly and with no violence. I don't want anybody getting hurt. I just need your men to distract his parents on some pretext for long enough for me to slip in there, okay?
Of course, Mike. You have my word that we'll only do what's necessary. Only what's strictly necessary. Give me a few minutes and then go to the trailer. Everything will be fine when you get there.
Okay, but before I go, can I ask you for something else?
Today you've been the bearer of the best possible news, dude. So shoot. I'll see what I can do.
Can I get a weapon? Electronic generator for the laptop, sure. Soldier's murder friend of mine, take care of her body. Oh, that's good. By the way, I keep wanting really minor things so far. Like, can you help me get into this trailer and stuff like that? But I'm empowering people and helping people in ways that could have huge ramifications, and they're usually not the good people. So, like, I have such reckless solutions for all my problems that are a little concerning for what their shockwaves are going to have for later parts of the story.
Some soldiers murdered a friend of mine in the sewers. I need you to take care of her body.
Well, murdered in the sewers. And what the hell was your friend doing there? Wait, don't answer. I've heard about that custom among some relatives of the sick. It means she was hiding a dissolved in the sewers. Or am I mistaken?
Yes, you're absolutely, totally, and completely wrong. I'm not going to tell you what she was doing there. About her commitment to learning the truth, to changing things in the shithole left behind by the Great Wave, where you move around like a fish in water. You'd be incapable of understanding it. You couldn't even imagine making a sacrifice like that. Even I have a hard time imagining it. It's none of your business.
Listen, Mike, you know what I think of those disease carriers and of the people who hide them. For everyone's sake, they all belong in the hands of the cleanup brigades. But you know what? Your intentions are good, giving a friend a decent burial. You're loyal to your friends, and I like that. Above all, you've got to be faithful. Loyalty is everything in this new world. So consider it done. I'll take care of it, dude.
Her body is in the sewer tunnel that comes out by the entrance to the camp.
Your friend will have a decent resting place. I give you my word.
I need an electric generator urgently.
Hey, dude, calm down. I think you misinterpreted my offer. Since the Great Wave, a generator has become worth more than the lives of 100 people in this camp. Don't think I couldn't get you one, but the price will be so high that I can't imagine how you'll be able to pay me. I'm sorry, Mike.
But I just gave you access to thousands of gallons of fuel.
But those barrels aren't walking out of that place on their own. My men and I are going to have to risk our hides by going into the lion's den. I'm sorry, but the matter is closed. You should be going now. I've got to get the trailer sorted out. Give me a few minutes and then you can go there, okay? Adios, dude.
He's got such an exaggerated head shake and head nod. And they repeat a lot because they only made so many animations for the character. Alright, so we're not getting our generator situation fixed, but hey, the body's dealt with?
Wait a minute. What's that noise? Why is everyone fleeing? What's going on? The cleanup brigades are coming. And they're heading for Rod's trailer. God damn it! The hunters turned them in! That animal turns Colin and his family in!
No, he's not sick. It's a mistake. Don't take him away. It's all a misunderstanding.
It's just a question of minutes before those bastards break into the trailer and take the boy.
Well, we're kind of screwed immediately, aren't we? Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't have any real reason to think this was gonna work out.
That's odd. The drum has a huge bullet hole
You're
on one
making a
side.
mistake.
Everything
My
indicates that it
child
was
is
being
my
used for
son.
target practice.
He's got a gun to defend his child. That's what's going on.
No,
One of those vehicles
don't
of
take
terror
him.
the members of the cleanup brigade
Please.
used to get around. The ambulance's siren is making an infernal noise. Good God, it's deafening.
Get out! You're not coming in here!
In his paranoia, he prepped a gun to shoot. He was shooting the drums to practice his aim so he could defend his son. Something horrible's gonna happen here. And I'm probably gonna end up with a gun ultimately, and I'm probably gonna give it to the girl so that she can defend herself.
The brigade workers are ready to take Colin away.
Don't take
Rod is
him.
blocking their way.
Please!
But I don't think that poor man will be able to hold them back for very long.
This is messed up.
Get out!
I can probably sneak in the window?
Coming in here! My son is fine! Get out!
It might be my only chance to talk to him. Can I open this?
Now I understand why this window hasn't been cleaned. It gives Rod and his family some privacy without raising suspicions about the boy's illness. Besides, that glass looks pretty thick. The boy's cries can't be heard from outside.
I gotta open the window, right? Crowbar?
Okay, I've got to act fast. The noise the ambulance makes will cover the sound of the glass breaking.
You couldn't just pry it open? It's a crowbar. Fine. Okay, sure.
In spite of the noise I made breaking the glass and the ambulance's deafening siren, little Colin seems to be asleep or in a trance. In spite of the noise, Colin? In spite of the noise I made breaking the glass and the ambulance's deafening siren, little Colin seems to be asleep or in a trance.
So I need to wake him up or something? What else could I do at this point? Burnt out lights, camera, GPS, poster, wristband, flashlight?
I'm not going to give it to anyone.
Well, I figured maybe we'd shine a light at him, and maybe that'd help wake him up. The cookie box. That's the gun.
Michael? Michael, is that you?
Yes, Colin. It's me. But how do you know my name?
Emily told me a lot about you. That's how I know you. She gave me a message. She said it was very important that I give it to you. What's all that noise outside, Michael? Where are my parents?
It's nothing, Colin. Your parents will be back very soon. Don't worry. But it's impossible for you to have spoken to Emily. She's no longer with us.
Yes, she is. Emily is always with me. When I go down the underground highways, she's there, waiting for me. Emily gave me a message, Michael. She told me it was something very, very important.
Tell me what happens on those underground highways, Colin.
The highways are very dark, and I don't want to go down there. They're too scary. There's no light, and they're full of ghosts. There are only shadows and voices down there. Everyone seems very sad and angry, and they tell me things I don't want to know, things I don't even understand. At first, I hid the whole time so they wouldn't find me, or I wandered around by myself for hours in the dark until I met Emily. Now I'm not so afraid of the underground highways, Michael, because she's always there.
You say that Emily takes care of you? But how is that possible?
She protects me. She keeps me from feeling scared. Because I used to be really scared. I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't understand anything. But now with Emily by my side, everything is much better. She tells me that what's happening to me is normal, that I'm just sick, but that the sickness will go away soon. And that the pain will go away for good then. That she also got really scared when she got sick.
Emily told you that she also got sick?
Yes, she told me that she went through this before me. That a while back she got the same sickness I have. She told me that she felt very lonely too, and that the pain was unbearable. But that it finally ended. And that's why I shouldn't worry. That the pain and the fear will go away. She's very kind to me, Michael. She's very kind to everybody, isn't she?
Yes, Colin. Yes, she is. Emily contracted the same disease. No, it can't be. Emily, a dissolved? Is that why they didn't let me see her body? Is that the reason for all the secrecy surrounding her death?
Called it.
And what is this message you have to give me that's so important?
She told me that she couldn't come back to be with us, that she will be trapped forever on the underground highways, and that the same thing will happen to me very soon. That's why she asked me to tell you that we're connected, Michael. She told me that you'd understand. We're connected, and it's very important for you to remember that.
Connected? What does that mean, Colin?
Emily told me there was a thread that no one can see that joins us to you, and that's why there's still a chance we can be saved. But that only you could do it, while there's still time. She told me that if we're connected, there's still some hope for us all. Can you make everything go back to the way it was, Michael? I don't want to be stuck on the underground highways forever. Can you really make everything go back the way it was, Michael?
We're connected? What does that mean? I don't understand anything. This is all crazy.
Michael, help me. It hurts so much. Make it stop.
Colin, what's happening?
Make it stop. Please.
Colin! My God. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here.
Hey, get out of our way and let us do our job.
No, don't go in there. I beg of you.
My son! My son!
Colin, no.
Damn it. I can't breathe. If it's true that there's a way to change all this, I have to find it now. I don't think I can stand it any longer. I don't think anyone can.
That is one hell of a brutal death animation. It's also it's like they made it extra macabre by making the gore weirdly detailed when above all that is like really cartoonish faces. So like the gore is so much weirdly detailed than the actual character models. Aside from that, that is a mess.